my name is Jana Kreilein. I'm a founding member of Club dVIN and the head of content, which is an honor. I am known in the wine world, I suppose, as my social media name, the Wine Girl, which has been a really exciting journey for me for the last 6 years. But more recently, I've kind of dove into the blockchain and NFT scene. So welcome to Club dVIN community here. And yeah, I'll introduce Valentina. This is, Valentina, why don't you introduce yourself actually?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Argentinian. I started my professional life as a chef, which later opened me the horizon into the world of wine, thankfully. I've been working in service and management in fine dining during mostly like in the Basque Country in San Sebastian as a head sommelier of a 3 Michelin star restaurant called Martin Berastegui. And later went back to my country, been also working in the Palacio Duo, Park Hyatt Buenos Aires. I achieved my WSET diploma together with Jana as our certified level of the Court of Master Sommelier. And right now I'm fulfilling my dream of learning the art of winemaking at a winery in Penedès in Sancerre de Noia in Catalonia. But most of all, we are today together having the chance to talking tonight with the Italian wine and travel expert Filippo Magnani. I'm the head of community of Club dVIN, and it's a pleasure to present yourself so that we can get to know you a little bit better.
Yes, and I will also just interrupt Filippo before you get started. Filippo is also a founding member of Club dVIN, so another piece of the web that connects our amazing wine community.
Yes, hi everybody. I had really the real pleasure to join the club just recently, and I was very delighted to do it and to try to highlight a little bit more the people and the members, the founding members, the regular members of this beautiful my beautiful countries, Italy, and in this case where I am today, Elba Island. So basically, I started to deal with wine back to 25 years ago, running tours for wine lovers and wine professionals from all over the world. Today, after my diploma in 2006, I do run wine events, wine tasting. Of course, my core business is still a customized wine tour in Italy, from the Alps to the north to the south of Sicily. And I do also some writing for different online magazines. And basically, I'm very proud today to be here with you. First of all, for this beautiful, setting that with Antonio. Just have a chair here. Sorry, that Antonio we set together. And I am very proud and very, how would you say, delighted to talk with you a little bit about my second home, Elba Island, Isola d'Elba. Because in summer, I do have a wife who owns a hotel here. So I have a really bad life, I would say. No, I'm joking. To have the opportunity to be here for summer. And then when our kids start to school, we drive back. I mean, we are catching the ferry back and we go on the coast in Suvereto, nearby Bolgheri, is a little village where I live during the winter. So this is basically what my second home is. And this is some of the most beautiful amphitheater that Elba Island can propose here.
Wow, that's amazing. And tell us where it's located. I mean, we have prepared a small presentation that you send us where we can show you, where we can show all the people that joined today a map of where Elba Island is located before you start talking about this wonderful island.
Yeah, we are just finishing the setting with
oh my God.
With Antonio, the wine producer who joined us after the harvest, and he set a beautiful, glasses and some wines to share with you, not physically, but
I wish.
by yes. So basically, yes, Elba
fill this up?
Island is sorry.
Could you please fill up this glass somehow from there?
Yes. We just
Come on.
open it, try to open the bottle first, and then we will toast together for sure. So basically, yes, Elba is in terms of size, is the third biggest island of Italy after Sicily and Sardinia. Is still belonging to Tuscany. In Italy, we say Toscana, because we are only 10 kilometers from the mainland, from the main port, Piombino, where all tourists catch the ferry to come here. And is like a quite big island, because we have 8 municipalities, so 8 villages. We will talk a little bit later, but I want just to point it out that is a part of a park, Archipelago Toscano, the, how do you call it, the peninsula composed by 7 other islands. I mean, 6 plus Elba. So Giannutri, Gorgona, Giglio, Pianosa, all those islands are covered pretty much by viticulture.
Okay, wow.
And today we are on the island where Elba is placed the main role of those, the 7 here. You see in the middle, this is Elba is the biggest one. So basically is kind of the queen of the production, wine production of the Archipelago Toscano, which is a beautiful natural park, marine and natural park. The island is 27 kilometers length and 18 broad, and is a 224 square kilometers. So it's quite big. And as you can see, Portoferraio is the main port. We are actually in Portazzurro. So Antonio Arrighi winery, where we are today, is in Portazzurro, which is considered one of the gem, the gem wine, and also beauty, in terms of beauty, gem of the islands. But the viticulture has been developed since the Etruscans, since the Roman always. So still today we find a lot of connection to we will see later on to the how do you say, to the link to the ancient methods of producing wines here. As you can see,
and
would you like?
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask you, how's the climate over there? Like typical Mediterranean?
The climate, yes, as you can see, is a typical Mediterranean. So we do have pine tree, so where they get pine nuts, pinoli to make pesto. We do have a lot of cactus, a lot of oak tree as well, because the islands varies from the seaside with low altitude to 1,019 meters above sea level on the mountains. So it's quite varied in terms of altitude, in terms of the beauty. So this is, for example, Porto Azzurro, no, Antonio? And so basically is something that is a Mediterranean climates, but still with the some side of semi-continental climates in the middle of the island. So sometime every, let's say, 8-10 years, it snow as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you were talking about the history of viticulture. How, I mean, so I learned just a little bit that it came from, it were the Etruscans who started the viticulture here, and later by the Romans, right?
Yes, exactly, absolutely. This is something that came from the past. Of course, all through the Tuscan coast was, I wouldn't say invaded, but lived by the Etruscans, who were a very smart population, and they improved digging and mining a lot of minerals from the metallic hills on the coast. And transferring this kind of concept of mining and digging the minerals here on the islands. So from the Etruscans who have started the mining the islands. Then they always brought also the methodology of viticulture and vinifying the wines. So that's is going through all Etruscans, and then arriving through the Middle Age or Renaissance with Cosimo de' Medici. The Medici family achieve or acquire the island, the kingdom, the island after the kingdom of the Spanish kingdom, I think, yeah. And so they brought also a lot of innovation, the viticulture, ending, of course, after 200 years with Napoleon. Napoleon was exiled here for 2 years. So everybody acclaimed Napoleon as a king of France, be exiled here on the island. And of course, he built up different clos, like in Burgundy, in different parts of the island. And he maintained the concept of the terraced viticulture and winemaking, or the vineyards. And still today, that's why it's important to be here today, because we are with Antonio in the beautiful amphitheater just behind me, which is completely handmade, terraced by him.
Wow, that's amazing. And what about viticulture and winemaking today? Look, Jen is actually showing us a very special picture of something that I imagine that you can explain about it.
Yes, absolutely. So just before, because it remains a little bit hidden, I want just to give you the final surprise, because he's one of the stars of not only of the island but also of Tuscany, and we will tell you later on. But of course, when we talk about wine and viticulture, here we do have approximately 20 wineries. The majority of them, they are also open for visitors. So the main activities or the main business until the 980s was mining, miniere. So the soil is very rich in iron, in lead, in copper. And so consequently, as you can see, yes, the stones are very rich and dark. But then with the rise of the mining or the industry, the island developed tourism. So the permanent citizens of the island are 30,000. In summer, we reach 300,000 all over the world.
Wow, amazing.
So during the 80s and 90s, not a lot of people, local people, develop or maintain the wineries in a proper conditions. It is due by people like Antonio, who have been probably one of the few locals who firmly believe that winemaking and viticulture could be an affordable activities on the islands. So today they organize the founder in 2010, I think, the consortio. In 2010, the consortio of the Wine Association, the producer of the islands. Of course, the main production is still white wines based on Vermentino, which is the Mediterranean grape. But the main grapes here is Trebbiano, Toscano, which is called here Procanico.
Oh, very interesting. I never tried this variety.
And the other variety is Anzonica, as I told you before. So those are the three main varieties on which is based Elba DOC wine.
Okay.
Then they have red varieties. So Sangiovese, which is called here Sangioveto, like other parts of Chianti. They have a rosé based on Sangiovese. Of course, there are more innovative pairs or producer like Antonio, who is producing also Viognier for white wines, and also Syrah for reds, and a little bit of Merlot. So I think
today you harvested some Viognier, right? Today.
Yes, today I post Antonio, which is just here in front of me. Antonio just show up. Antonio is a charming Italian producer, as you can see.
Hello.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Antonio.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute, salute to everybody.
I would love to taste Viognier from Elba Island.
Yeah, I'm
It
thirsty
is
now.
Sonic anyway, yeah?
Wow, that's fantastic. And tell us, Antonio, I mean, you are very famous for a very special rare wine called Nessos, right? What's the special thing about it?
Yeah, Nessos, we start in 2018, but nobody to do that for 2000 years. This is wine from Chios. Used to put in the basket the grape of Ansonica in the sea, under the sea for 5 days. And the salt, the marine salt, the sea salt is for defend the wine for oxidation, and they haven't sulfite, they haven't nothing, and we try to make a wine like Greece.
Wow, so you harvest the grapes and then you put the whole grapes into these baskets and you put them underwater
Yes, really.
for 5 days.
It's only for curiosity, but I don't think that the situation, the story go around the world. National Geographic, Wine Spectator, and Chinese TV, Japanese TV, everybody ask about this kind of
method.
Yeah, basically what he's trying to do is like that it was, Antonio started a project with the University of Pisa, and a professor, Attilio Scienza, who is one of the most, knowledgeable professor of the winemaking and viticulture, agriculture, sorry, University of Pisa. And so they realized that Etruscan, Greek first, and then Etruscan, then they always try to, to protect without sulfites at that moment, at that time, their wines. So they deeply study the process, and finally they finalize the project of with a nice action under the sea. So nowadays is quite a big deal for the islands and for Antonio as well.
yes, and
Amazing. Wow, that's an amazing contribution, I think, to winemaking history. I think I should do it too. Wow. And then you vinify on, so once you take out the grapes after 4 days approximately, you said, then you press the grapes and you put the whole bunches or pressed direct juice in the amphoras to ferment?
Apart we press, we use the amphora, the terracotta, and put the grape in amphora.
Without pressing or with press? Before pressing or after pressing?
Apart without after pressing. Apart bunches.
The bunches. So,
and for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Another thing, we have business in 2,400 ago. We have a business with Greece from Chios for the iron, the mineral. They go in Marsiglia and back, stop in Elba, business with Etruscan,
yeah.
And buy the iron. And because the boat under the sea, they found the boat under the sea with the amphora from Chios, because it was a particular design, because Is because the famous Prassitele, the first artist o scolpire, non lo so come si dice.
Was just a sculpturing.
The nude of a woman.
Oh, nice. Wow, how beautiful.
Venere.
So basically, it's very important to this because as you can see, we are in the Mediterranean exchange from the past. They were not always only on tissues, on you know, agricultural stuff, olive oil, wine, but also on the minerals. And so, as I told you before, the Etruscans play a very important role in the Mediterranean on the Tuscan coast for minerals. Still today, we found a lot of Etruscan ruins, a lot witnesses of Etruscan this area. So that's why he wants to underline this fact that from Greece arrive, you know, this kind of methodology here in the island due to the exchange during in the past in between Mediterranean countries.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Amazing. Okay. So if somebody wants to come to Elba, and let's get into wine tourism now. If I wanted to come to Elba and taste Antonio's wines firsthand, what would the experience be like? What is Elba like as a tourist destination?
Exactly. I mean, in the imaginary of a lot of people, the Elba is still attached to a beach and seaside, you know, a beautiful rocky base and a little bit undiscovered because it's not so famous as, you know, Ibiza or Marbella or Sardinia or Costa Brava and so on.
But after this webinar, Filippo, after this webinar, people are just going to be like flooding.
Yeah, we hope so. So and then so basically, so the seasonal tourism is still concentrated on sea activities, water sport, chartering a boat, and so on. Scuba diving, a lot of scuba diving center and all. But more and more, it has been developed two other different activities or attractions. One is sports or outdooring, so trekking, hiking. There are a lot of trails of hiking. Antonio is one of the organizers of a lot of sport event, even internationally famous, like a Legend Cup. Legend Cup is the worldwide competition for mountain biking.
Oh,
and
cool.
Of course, yes, 1,500 people from all over the world here in October. So the season is exchanging or is enlarging and is becoming more longer because many people, especially sporty, but also foodies and wine lovers, they come here off season. And of course, at the end, a lot of Italians, but also more and more international, not only European, but also globally global travelers. They arrive on the island to taste the wines and to have a beautiful winery visit. One of them, of course, is Antonio, who owns only how many hectares?
The farm is 15 hectares. The vineyard 8 hectares.
8 hectares.
40,000 bottles at the moment.
Oh, okay. Tiny production.
The oldest vineyard are 80 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
And how far are you into the harvest process, Antonio?
Sorry?
Ha iniziato la vendemmia.
Yes. The harvest start for the sparkling the third of.
He makes a sparkling wine as well.
The 3rd of August.
Oh, okay.
The other, and then the Aleatico is a sweet wine, natural sweet wine. We put the grape on the sun, and 1 week ago. And then this morning we start with Viognier and Syrah.
Okay.
How
So how long do you think? How long until you're finished?
I think beginning of September. When I was young, we start, at the beginning of October.
Yeah.
And the 6th of the 6th of September, we come here, the Rai television, the
Italian
television,
national television, yeah.
to put the grape under the sea.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like an event, you know, right now.
And that's an event I would love to attend.
But the first time in 1918, we arrive near the port with a basket with the grapes. The people from Porto Azzurro said, "You are crazy. You put the grape in under the sea." And,
You're a genius. Let me tell you, Antonio, here there's someone that is saying that yesterday they read an interesting article at National Geographic about your work that you have developed there. So congratulations.
yes, thank you. But
And they are
the-
asking, how does Nesso's wine taste? Can you describe it?
yes, it's very different wine.
I think
Tasting
if I
is-
can just add something, because I had the chance just last year, because he produced quante bottiglie, how much bottle?
240.
Only 240 bottles all over the world, and they go on charity mainly.
Oh, amazing.
So it's really kind of, you know, when we talk about the rare wines, what does it mean? It means only rare wines by the price, because they are fun, because everybody requested, they are high rated in a big magazine, wine magazine, as I am doing as well everywhere. Or also rare wine can be Nessos, if really wine produced in an astonishing methods, you know, and a very traditional, I mean, attached to the history of the islands, but also to the history of the Mediterranean as well. So I think this is a rare wine from my point of view. And so I had the chance, the honor to drink with this, and it's completely, you know, you try to imagine to drink a kind of a juice of a salted juice with a little bit of alcohol in terms of approach. You know, this kind of Iodian flavor from some shellfish, a little bit, you know, very fatty, very in terms of buttery approach, very round when it goes and the palate, but then with a fantastic acidity and length right after.
And
So it's very complex.
an alcoholic oyster. You know,
An
oyster.
alcoholic oyster.
An alcoholic oyster
The-
juice,
The
yes.
water of the oyster is
Oh,
alcoholic.
nice.
And
I would
Okay,
like
I
to
would
taste
love to
that.
taste that right now.
Yes,
Sounds
yes.
amazing.
And
That's
and
those-
sweet weed also.
okay, wow,
Ah,
very
sweet pea,
interesting. And do you know the people, from the 200 bottles that you make, do you know the 200 people that taste your wine?
Kitty, no.
Yes, a part of, but we send in Japan, in the United States, around Italy, in Germany, and sometimes they call me and say that it's different for all wines. It's very, very different. Is it's natural wine. They have only salt inside, no sulfite, nothing.
A natural protection, yes. So would you suggest, Valentina, would you suggest to attach a digital cork on it, right?
I do. I do suggest, do you have a better one-on-one contact with all of your consumers, and they can actually talk to you
Yes.
more directly and express how wonderful is your wine, and you can have a relationship with these people, with
Absolutely.
those only 200 bottles that you make.
This is the same wine, but without sea.
Without sea, underwater. Which
Sea
questo vino.
underwater, yes.
This is a same wine without sea underwater, which is fine in terracotta amphoras.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, which is in the island. Antonio was the first to use this again, because of course we attach to a very old methods or history on the island, but the modern approach of winemaking was completely detached from what was Italy in the last 20 years, 30 years in terms of development of winemaking, and technology and so on. Antonio has been probably the first to believe, as I told you before, that winemaking could be a very good activity, and he started to to replant a lot of vineyard, to work on canopy management, to work a lot of in the vineyard with assisted by his daughter, who she's his daughter, who she's winemaker, right?
Yes, yes.
Winemaker. So I think he made a lot of efforts and development to increase quality and way to work in through the estate.
Wow, there's a lot of history and a big story to tell with this, with your family, with the wines that you're creating, with the history that you were able to transcend. So I think Club dVIN members would be very, very happy to be able to drink your wines. Something very,
We
very, very
organize
special.
something with Antonio.
Yes.
By the way, I want just to point it out, if you don't mind, another important type of wines. Of course, this is the iconic wine of Antonio, but the most important iconic wine, or wines that is very attached to the territory of Elba outside of the islands, because the majority of white and reds are consumed and sold on the island to tourists, mainly. The other is, as I told you before, is a DOCG wine, Passito, Aleatico Passito DOCG. This is very important to know, because it's probably unique in all through Italy, that a Passito, so late harvest wine, is a red varieties of kind of family Muscat family.
Yes, yes.
Red Muscat, who is harvested and produced only on Elba Island, with few on the coast, but I would say that is a DOCG status in Italy. So this is very famous and very nice to enjoy with schiaccia briaca, drunk tart, drunk focaccia, with the sweet focaccia, which is used that women used to housewife used to make here on the islands, and dessert and cheeses as well. So this is another important cheesecake.
But I just want to know, is the cheesecake also drunk? Because now we know that the bread is drunk, the oysters are drunk. Is the cheese drunk?
Tonight we will be drunk as well.
You want to be drunk, go to Elba Island for sure. With Antonio and Filippo.
Well, here where we are, after sunset, arrive the wild board.
Cinghiale, wild board.
You know wild board.
The what?
They eat grape. We eat them.
Exactly. We are not very vegetarian here, I can say.
We are in the national park. We are all the farm is into the national park of Isole di Toscana, and we are organic since 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
do they have a preference? What grape do they eat the most?
Quale ti piace la grape gli piace di più?
A me?
No, ai cinghiali.
The red wine is, the name is 3S. Is Sangiovese, Syrah, Sagrantino.
The due blend and they eat.
Because they know if it's very good for wild board, the food. Wine
sì,
and food.
ma loro a cinghiali qual è la
è questo che stavo
dicendo.
Ok. They like the grape for the food.
The pear.
The name is 3S. SS is Syrah, Sagrantino, Sangiovese. And stay 18 months in amphora and then 6 months minimum in a bottle. And it's very good with the wild board. If cooking wild board, grill wild board, then you know that, and they try to eat the grape. You understand?
Oh,
So he
wow.
produced the wines, and they try to grab the grape
Sì,
of those
dicono,
wines,
si fa
of
l'abbinamento.
those wines, you
Se
know.
li
Well,
mangiamo
that's a new meaning of what grows together goes together.
Exactly. So I
That's funny.
think the idea of this call is to underline, you know, because actually it's my first connection, my first live with you guys. I thought, of course, I am on the Elba Island. In 2 days, I'm going to the premier tasting of Bulgari, which is on the other cross of the Mediterranean Sea. But I think it's very important to understand Italy as other countries, of course, but especially here, the native varieties, the ancient native varieties, now they have been started to regenerate, to rediscover, not only from, you know, iconic or pioneer wine producer as Antonio, but also for young producer. So I think is the way that probably we can establish or launch other webinar that I would like to, you know, to bring you in a little little undiscovered gem which produce in Italy, which produce native varieties, quite weird native varieties wines. I think this is one of the challenge of Italy of promoting the wines, because there are many native varieties which are not very famous, except, okay, Sangiovese, Nebbiolo, Primitivo. But right after those, there is another world that we need to discover together.
Wow.
I definitely agree. Yes, I'm sure Valentina also remembers learning about all the grapes in Italy when we were studying, and it's just, there's so much that Italy has to offer, and it's fascinating.
Finally, I want Antonio, we are just moving because first of all, I want just to, you know, to have this amphitheater that we are in it. And Antonio wants just to show you something that he has launched and inaugurated just 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
I'm curious.
Facci sopra. So this is the big bench, La Panchina.
Oh my
No.
God, that's a very big bench. That's so
Yes.
cool.
I've seen
So
it
the
in
big
photos.
bench, the blue big bench is La Panchina, is a project. And from here you can see, from La Panchina, you can see the whole amphitheater and to the sea now. It's a little bit foggy, but there is the Portoferraio, and then you have the bay. And here Antonio is enjoying the.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
That's
So
amazing.
the arte italiana, art of Italy, you know.
That's a lot of
Perfect.
charm.
There's
And
no
you-
better place for a sundowner in the vineyard.
Yeah.
Yes, because there is like, how many bunches do you, quanti ci sono in Italia?
Italia 250.
There are 250 blue bench all through the vineyard of Italy. So this is a big project that Antonio participated on it. And if you go on internet, you find the blue benches of the vineyards of Italy, and you find
Is big bench project.
a big branch project, big bench project.
It's an idea of an American architect.
Okay. And
Have you heard?
Yes. What does it mean? What did he want to communicate with the blue benches?
It's not all blue. You can change the color. See the
Okay.
big bench project.
Cosa c'è dietro? È una charity? Cosa c'è?
Yes. So, it's a charity. Yes.
It's a charity project behind.
They send the map, and then you build here for artisan.
Oh, okay.
It's
Nice
built
initiative.
an artisan 87-year-old.
Wow. It's still very strong, amazing.
The
Great
iron
opportunity.
and wood.
Wow.
Amazing.
Come here for a picture with a big bench under the big bench.
Or a picture with you on the big bench.
Yes, exactly. So you are welcome here.
Yes. Come on, Valentina. When are we going?
the fortress,
Yeah,
fortress.
Aspetta.
You see the Spanish fortress?
No, we don't see. Here on the top of the hills, there is a
Yeah.
Spanish fortress, which is now a prison today.
Oh, wow.
Now there is a prison, and you can. They have the country sea, like me, with me, and the sea view. You can you can choose.
Like Alcatraz.
Yeah. So if I have to go to prison for whatever reason, I want to go to that one.
Yeah, exactly. Because there is a wine behind.
Nice view from
You see the
prison.
pencil. You see the pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, the color of the pencil.
Let me tell you, it seems as if we were all together with you. I think I'm having a wonderful afternoon. Like I've really traveled with you. It's
This is a perfect spot to have aperitif.
yeah.
I definitely agree to that. Yes. That's what I'm missing right now.
Thank you. Thank you for really creating
No
the
problem.
opportunity.
Our pleasure, guys. Do you have any question, or the public have a question?
Yeah.
Yes,
Any
and-
questions, put them up in the Q&A or in the chat. I think we've answered most of them for now. So
Mhm.
last call for questions. I think we're good. And this
Okay.
recording will go up on YouTube. So if your friends are interested in Elba, you can definitely check out our YouTube channel in a couple days. It'll be up. And yeah, Filippo, thank you so much. Antonio,
No
thank you
problem.
so
My
much.
pleasure.
Thank
This has
you
been
for
so
your
fun.
generosity.
Ilva.
Yes, thank you for your generosity, for your knowledge, for sharing it, for your expertise, and for giving us the resource of becoming part a little bit of your afternoon, making wine together with Antonio in Elba Island.
Grazie.
Yes. Thank
Grazie,
you.
grazie. The same to you, and salute to everybody.
Salute.
Salute.
Ciao.